I always started with a feeling that I feel about the society at a certain time. For example, in Paradise, I was brought up in a poor family, and I saw my father being exploited by the boss and suffer a lot, and I grew up that way, so I have that sort of a strong hatred for boss, basically. So as I grew up, I saw a lot of injustice in society, of class exploitation. So basically I have this strong feeling of hate. So it's natural for me to come up with some characters in the story that will portray this. May not be very calculated, but just it's very natural. It comes out like that. So basically, it's the expression of feeling, and then I try to. It's my interest and style to express it in a comical way. That's all. It's just, I always find something that I have a strong feeling for, either hatred or like, a dislike. Usually hatred and dislike, and then I'll try a way to hold on to that material and try to make fun out of that material. That's usually what I do. It's just natural feeling. Although I'm not, it's not particularly calculated for social comment, but it's just from the heart actually. Even in the chicken and duck talk, for example, it's also from the heart, a statement that I saw, because I always believe that Chinese food is number one in the world. Okay, so the Western influence, Western is superior in weapons, in fashions, in electronics, in everything, but not in food, for Christ's sake. Suddenly I see this McDonald's, Kentucky Fried coming to China. China is supposed to be number one in food. How can you? Probably you can't. This time you'll fail. This is what I was thinking at the time. Suddenly, it's not true. The McDonald's take over a lot of noodle shops, and take over the duck shops, the chicken shops, the fish ball shops, and so I began to have a sort of very strong feeling for it. That is how chicken and duck talk come by. So usually all the stories start with a feeling, and the gag will follow, the laughs will follow the main theme. The laugh is a bit more calculated and designed, but the feeling is very natural. Just let it go like that, without too much calculations. Of course, the food primarily is the starting point, is an excuse. That gradually I go into the conflict of the East and West conflict. Probably a sort of internal dislike of this. The Western influence, the domination of so many aspects of the Orient now, gradually, in terms of practically everything. So maybe the dislike comes from here. Even food, to begin with, right? I'm always the loser at the end, because that's what I want to satire. Usually, the way I satire usually. I look at the facts, I look at the environment, so I tap all the things that I hate, I dislike, and put all this dislike into me. So I acted out all this, the things that I dislike from everywhere. So people, when they laugh at me, they are laughing a little bit of himself. So it's funny because I represent them. So usually I use my brother as a contrast. That's my handsome brother. Usually he's very good and is good and he's timid. But I'm all this bad guy. So at the end I have to lose because I'm the bad guy actually. And that's what what makes me funny is because I acted out all these bad traits, so to speak, the bad side of. So sorry. So my character in the movie is not real me, actually. I haven't handled a picture with death, of course, but even one day if I should handle a picture that talk about life and death, that's serious, I still make it a comedy. You're still laughing, but the impact of the sadness is there, but you're laughing. I prefer doing something like that instead of the real thing plunging into sadness completely. Because I feel that the world is sad enough. Sad, you don't have to really ask the audience, look, how sad. Oh, you don't have to do it. I know it's sad, but rather show me, now it's sad. But there's an angle to it. This is funny. Look at it. Yeah, there's something like that. Just we know we're going to die, but we want to die laughing. And that's my basically philosophy of life, to practically everything. Especially the writer in me, that it's very demanding that I have to feel excited about an idea. Really excited before I can write it, and then ask Michael Hui as an actor and then the director together and to do this thing. Very hard to excite me. So it takes years, so years and years before suddenly I say, wow, this is it. So I concentrate everything into it. But the shooting itself, I do not look forward to really technically to shoot a picture, that kind of life, and act, but rather that the concept that excites me, and then I write the story, and then the screenplay go through in my mind once the project is finished. Technically, the shooting is just a byproduct. So without recent years, I don't find too many stories that excites me because I work alone, and that's why it doesn't come with too many movies. Yeah, that's exactly. You asked the question that what I've been thinking for about 3 years now, and actually I'm working on 1 or 2 scripts, particularly on one is about Chicken and Duck 2. What I'm doing is I'm trying to work out a dream. The dream is I still want to maintain the Hong Kong freedom. I feel, I do it. I don't have to adjust to anything. I don't have to adjust to, for example, the huge China market. But how? It's very difficult. Probably I was thinking of the answer to this question, and probably it lies in hopefully in my impulse, in my kind of judgment that I do not have to compromise. I still come up with Chicken Duck Duck 2, and that will hit the China mass without having to adjust to them somehow. For it's just like I did not expect Chicken and Duck Talk 2, Chicken and Duck Talk, when I designed it, when I shoot it. There's one day Italians here will love it. I didn't try to adopt to that. It's just something that I feel strongly about. And some years later, so happened that the Italians love it too, are good. They do love it. Well, I don't particularly want to do something and maybe I was adjust to Italian how they think so that they will hit them. No. Same thing, my dream is in next year, maybe probably next year, I will shoot a picture that for the first time probably see, still maintaining the Michael Hui style, still very Hong Kong, but somehow China people can see it and still hit the China market. That's
very difficult.
Very important for me. For me to adjust to another market, give me the terms and conditions so that I can fit together. I can never turn out a good product, the good thing, because it's not my original thoughts. When I have to change everything. Once you change everything, you can see it, because it's not from the heart anymore. It's just something that. Thank you for the question. This is exactly what's been. That's the difficulty. Why? So many years I didn't shoot it because these few years we have to adjust a lot to the China market and so on. A lot of my fellow directors, they're sort of quite difficult adjusting to all this and change this and change that and so on. Finally, the product doesn't look really. But especially for comedy, it comes from the heart. Once you change a little bit, it's like cooking. If my family love my cooking all the time, good, I'll carry on. But one day you want me to make sure that the other family will also like my cooking, and have to change to adjust to them. In the meantime, then my family will still like it. It's not possible. so I'm still cooking for my family, but incidentally, if you like it, it's okay. But it's difficult, but it's possible. But it is possible because when I sat here yesterday and I saw the Italians laughing, I knew it was going to be possible. Because after all, they're still Chinese here, but the Italians, the culture, the difference is much bigger. But still, it's possible. Comedy, basically, universal language. Everybody laugh the same. The Chinese laugh like ha ha ha, and the Italian ha ha ha, the American ha ha, the African ha 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 ha. Sound the same. I don't know why. But as long as it is not too much dialogue.
Yeah.
As long as it is, it's cross culture, basically, because and also because it appeals to the basic feelings. The basic feeling is always the same. It's hatred, it's pain, it's lonely, it's loving. The three feelings the same. As long as you keep it that way, it's okay. So pray for me that I can do that job and come up with something. But this time, I'm very happy to be here because when I saw the Italians laugh, I'm more and more confident that I can make the China people laugh without having to change any of my style, somehow.